Hi, I'm Maggie. I'm the nervous system of your production line. I collect data from every station, turn it into useful information, and help you see in real time what's happening on the shop floor, before it becomes a problem. Let's start the tour. First of all, I adapt to you. You can choose the working language, Italian, English or Vietnamese. The whole interface, the generated documents and this very tour change language accordingly. And here you set the production shifts. Each shift has its own hours and targets, and its data is kept separate for later analysis, so you can compare performance shift by shift. First, a general principle, production data can reach MAGGIE in two ways. Automatically, from an already connected ERP system, or manually, by loading an Excel file like the one you see here. Either way the result is identical, codes are always added, nothing is ever deleted, the line stays productive even after an update. In this tour I'll show you the first case, data arriving by itself, the way a real ERP would. The two codes you're seeing, assembly cycle code A and assembly cycle code B, arrived exactly this way, from a connected ERP, just as you see them now. No file to load by hand, MAGGIE simply received them ready to go. Each code brings its full cycle, times, components and tooling, with no need for two separate systems. And here the queue fills itself, 30 pieces of code A, then 50 of code B, then 10 more of code A. MAGGIE produces them in this exact order, handling every lot change by itself. Two useful controls below, force setup, which I just checked on the third lot, forces a full changeover even when the code is the same as before, handy after a scheduled cleaning, for example. And empty slots required to change code, how many empty positions on the line must free up before switching to the next code, so different pieces never mix. At 0 the change is instant and the line never stops, at max, the line must fully drain first. Configuration done. Now let's leave setup and start the line. From here on, everything you see is in real time. On the left you'll find every station on the line, one by one. Each box tells you at a glance how that station is doing, what it's working on, whether there are delays, what happened recently. Between stations there's also a small buffer, a cushion space that absorbs speed differences, so if one station slows down for a moment it doesn't immediately block all the others. The log below tracks every event. This is the screen the operator physically sees at the workstation, mounted next to it. It's their working tool. Here they find everything they need to work well, without ever leaving the station. Top right you'll also see waiting in buffer, that's the buffer I mentioned earlier. Here it tells you whether a piece is already waiting to enter this station. If the operator needs help, material, equipment, supervisor, or has to stop the line, they press an Andon button here, and the request reaches whoever needs to respond immediately. Watch what happens if I press material, the Andon lamp reacts immediately, the call is logged and tracked in Pareto. In this demo it clears itself after a few seconds, but on a real line it would stay active until someone responds. And this is the most serious button, stop/LOTO. The line actually stops, the lamp stays solid red, and unlike the other alarms, this one doesn't clear itself, it needs an explicit action to restart, exactly like a real safety lockout. And it's not locked only here, look at the production panel. Even from here the start button is locked with the padlock, because it's the same real line state, shared everywhere in MAGGIE. To restart, a responsible person has to press reset LOTO here, deliberately it never restarts on its own. Once that's done, to actually resume the piece being worked on you press confirm, that's the second, deliberate step, because unlocking the line and resuming the work are two separate decisions. The line as a whole then restarts from the production panel, where a responsible person gives the final go-ahead. And just like the lock, the unlock shows up here immediately too, the start button becomes clickable again, with nothing to refresh by hand. Not every piece reaches the end of the line without a hitch. These colors tell you at a glance, yellow is in progress, blue is in the buffer, green is delivered. Orange, to be repaired, is a piece with an issue that needs fixing before it continues the line knows and sets it aside. Red, scrapped, is a piece that can't be recovered. And if a piece stays incomplete for any reason, it stays visible at its station until someone decides what to do with it. MAGGIE never makes it disappear or delivers it by mistake. There's also reset here. It clears all production currently on this line. History included a serious action, not a simple line stop. That's why one click isn't enough. You have to confirm, and then enter a PIN code. And the PIN is set right here. In setup, only authorized personnel will know it, so an accidental click can't wipe out hours of production by mistake. And what if their hands are busy, or they're standing away from this screen? No problem. With a simple gesture in front of the camera, they can call for help without touching anything and without having to walk back to the HMI. Useful when working with tools or materials that can't be set down, or when they need to signal something from a few steps away. The camera function is optional, it's switched on and off right here, from the HMI panel. Watch, I'll open the camera panel and simulate the gesture with a stylized figure. When the arm stays raised long enough, it fires exactly the same call as before, same lamp, same Andon engine, same Pareto, except the log records it as coming from a gesture, not a button press. Every call is categorized: material, equipment, supervisor, or line stop for a serious problem. This lets us later analyze with Pareto which causes of downtime are most frequent. And here the operator finds everything needed for assembly, which components to mount, in what sequence, and which tools to use, step by step, without needing to consult a paper manual. Now the Kanban. Watch this component. When its stock drops below threshold, as it's happening right now, a refill call fires automatically and the bar switches to alert. If the operator picks the right part, the system registers it and the cycle continues. That's what you just saw. Now watch what happens if they pick the wrong one, as I'm about to show you. A real Andon alarm fires immediately, not a fake warning. And if you prefer, the pick can be confirmed with Pick-to-Light like here, with another confirmation method, or left fully manual, disabling the automatic Kanban and relying only on the Andon when material is missing. Every machine stop, every cause of slowdown, is recorded and ranked here by impact, so you know exactly where to act first. This chart shows you the workload of every station, and also automatically helps balance operations better across stations. Here you see the signals coming directly from plant equipment and machinery, the same database an industrial supervision system would use. Every station has its own section. As we scroll down, you'll find every tag for every station on the line, one by one. And this is the overview, the whole line, at a single glance. Shift target, how much produced so far, OEE, pieces needing repair, downtime Pareto, and line balance. Everything a department supervisor needs to understand how the shift is going, without opening 10 different screens. When assembly is finished and the product is signed off, MAGGIE automatically creates this document, the product passport. Every station it passed through, every operation done, every check passed, with its outcome all gathered in one place, with nobody having to fill anything in by hand. It's the complete history of that single piece, from the first screw to the last check. One last thing, perhaps the most important, your data is safe. I save automatically every few seconds. If the system crashes, on restart I simply ask if you want to recover the last save. This is MAGGIE. Thank you for the time you've given me. This is SAP, Beyond Limits.